Hi everyone, Mr. Kranz here, and this is Geometry Lesson 1.6b, which is continuing on constructions. Alright, so looking at our first construction in this lesson, this is construction 4, which is a line parallel to a given line through a given point. So essentially what's happening is that we have this line I, and we have point P. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line that goes through P and is parallel to I. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing that we're going to do is we are going to draw a line from P through line I, and we're going to label that X. So step 1, using a straight edge, draw a line through point P and intersecting line I as shown. Label the intersection point X. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a straight edge, and we're going to draw a line just like this. We're going to label it, we're going to call it X. Which is what has happened here. Now we need our compass. So we take our compass out, and what we're going to do is we're going to place the compass on point X. So taking our compass, we're going to place that on point X. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extend our compass. I would say don't go all the way to P, but somewhere in between. And then you're going to make an arc right here that intersects through both lines. Then, without adjusting it, you're going to take your compass and move it to point P, and then make another arc which intersects line XP. Now, here comes the tricky part. The tricky part is you're going to take your compass, right, and you're going to place it on the intersection of that first arc and line X, and you're going to use it to measure or adjust the size of that first arc. So see how I am adjusting it right there? And then what you're going to do is you're going to make another arc. Now, without adjusting your compass, you're going to take it and move it to P. Actually, not P, the intersection of your second arc. And you're going to make another mark, and you're going to call that Y. So now, what's happened is that this right here, you made this intersection, you've called it Y. And now with your straight edge, you're going to make a line through Y and P, and that will be a parallel line to line I. We can indicate parallel lines by using those little arrows. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to try this out. So basically, I wouldn't say pause yet. Let me demonstrate it one more time just to make sure that we are on the same page, because this one can get a little tricky. We're going to go ahead and step 1, we're going to draw a line from N through line A. And we'll go ahead and we'll mark that. Let's go ahead and label that, let's just say O, point O. Now with our compass, we're going to take our compass and we're going to place it on O. And we're going to extend it a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll make this arc. Now what I'm going to do, just for reference purposes, is I'm going to label these P and Q. Just so when I go ahead and I place my compass in different places, I can refer to it a little easier. So now without, adjusting my compass, I haven't adjusted it, I'm going to place it on N. I'm going to make another mark. Now, the one thing that we need a little bit of a longer line to help us out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, just like that. Now, you would have just taken your pencil and just drawn it longer. So now the last step is to take my compass and measure the distance between P and Q. See how it's easier when I just refer to it as points? A little more difficult with this digital one. All right, so basically I've measured that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass and move it to, well, I guess we should name that too. So let's name that R. I'm going to move my compass and move it to point R. And I'll make another, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let me go back and measure it. Yep, still good. We're going to make another arc. Let's go ahead and let's name that S. So now when I connect N and S, it will give me a parallel line to line A. We can go ahead, and if we want, we can mark it with some arrows telling us that we're parallel. By the way, if there were 2 arrows on both lines, that just means those 2 lines are parallel. All right, so you try number 2, and I'll be back in a second to do it with you. Just pause it. All right, so hopefully you've tried number 2 now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take, now this one, notice our line is not horizontal, but same principle. So I can go this way or I can go this way, but N clearly looks closer to that line. So what I did is I drew that line. I'm just going to move it over here because I need that for later. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass. I'm going to place it on this intersection. All right, let's go ahead and label that. Call that point O. So I'll take my compass, I'll put it on O. And I'm going to go ahead and extend it out a little bit. I'm going to make an arc. Now I haven't adjusted my compass at all. I'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to put it on N. I'm going to go ahead and make an arc. So I've gone ahead and done that. Let me label these just so we can know what we're talking about. N, P, Q, call that R. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I have to measure that arc. So I have to measure the distance between P and Q with my compass. Assume it's close enough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, put it on point R, and then make another arc. So now that I've made my arc, I'll label that point S. And when I connect N and S, we will have a parallel line. As you see. All right, so you might want to practice those a little bit more. You can randomly draw lines and points to help you out. All right, so let's go on to construction 5, an angle bisector. So an angle bisector is a line that cuts an angle in half. Now, I find this to be one of the easier ones. The way this is going to work is we are going to place our compass on B. So we take our compass, we place it on B, we open it up, we make like an arc. Then without adjusting our compass, we'll place it, and we label that X and Y, by the way. Then we place it on X. We haven't adjusted it. We make another arc. Then we place it on Y. We make another arc again, never adjusting our compass at all. And now we're going to label that Z. And then what we do is we draw a line connecting B and Z, and that is our angle bisector. So let's go ahead and try it. You can try it on 1 and 2. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to place it on Q. I've placed it on Q. I'm going to open it up. I make an arc. I have not adjusted my compass. I'm going to call this A. I'll call this B. I place my compass on A. I make an arc. Flip it around. I place it on B. I make another arc. Get rid of my compass. I'll call this point C, and now I just connect Q and C, and I've made an angle bisector. So let's try it on this one. I place my compass on K. I make an arc. I have my two other points, M and N. Now I still have not adjusted my compass. I take it, I place it on N or M. I do that. I flip it over. I place it on M. I can do that. And now just above right here is point O. And now when I connect K and O, that is my angle bisector. All right, so congruent angles is our sixth construction. We're going to construct an angle congruent to A. So we're going to copy angle A. The way we do this is we take our compass and we put our compass on our original angle, which is angle A. We open it up and we make any kind of arc. Now, without adjusting our compass, we put it on our new line, B, and we make another arc. Okay? Then the last step really is you take this and you measure your arc. So I've measured my arc. Then I take my compass, which just measured my arc. I place it on the intersection, which I've labeled E, and I make another arc. And I place a point there, which they've called F. And now all I'm going to do is take a straight edge and draw it through that intersection. And now I've copied my angle. All right, so let's go ahead and try and copy angle P for number 1 and Q for number 2. I'll give you a hint. The first step would always be just draw a straight line first. And go ahead and put a point on that. And we could just call it point Q. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our compass. We're going to place it on P. We're going to extend our compass. We're going to make an arc. We're going to take our compass, slide it to Q, and make the same arc. Now what we're going to do is we are going to measure the size of that arc. You can clearly label these points if you'd like. All right, so I've done that. I take my compass, I place it on my intersection, and I draw a new arc. Right, you can go ahead and double check it if you'd like. Looks right to me. Yep. Now all that happens is you take that and you do a straight line from your original point through your arc, and now you've copied your angle. Now with an obtuse angle, it could be a little more challenging, but we're going to start the same way. We're going to go ahead and we are going to make a straight line. So look, any straight line, there it is. Make a point on the end. You can label that. Let's label that T. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our compass. We're going to place it on Q. And we're going to make an arc. It's an obtuse angle, so it's a little more work. We're going to take it, place it on T, make that same big arc. And now what we'll do is we are going to measure that arc. All right, I think that's about as close as I'm going to get with this compass. So then I can take it after I've measured it. I place it on my first intersection, and I make an arc. And now all I have to do is make a straight line from T through my intersection with my straight edge. And now I've copied that angle. All right, so that concludes lesson 1.6b. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, take care.